States, our US colleagues from the US media.
We've got what we call at Mazda Super LSD.
It's a very sporty evolution of our already dynamic Mazda 3. The 6-speed manual gearbox.
And you'll notice that when you walk outside, those of you who have seen the Mazda Speed 3.
Yeah, why aren't you all wearing lederhosen?
This is a very particular. You get it when you are about 6 years old, and they grow with you until you are 12. Then you get the next beer. And if you have some medical checkup, you just bring your lederhosen, all your DNAs in there.
All right, that is just about enough of a press conference for one morning, huh? Let's have a look at this car. I first saw the Mazda Speed 3 when it was unveiled at last year's Geneva Auto Show by the chief designer, Murray Callum, and it just brought the house down. It was a smash hit. There is something so organic and clean about this really strong muscular design, and we could probably take it apart piece by piece. First, the front end. Extra wide because they moved the fenders out to fit these extra big wheels. So it has a really planted, down to the ground look. That's also helped by this deep chin spoiler.
Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça, é ela, menina que vem, que passa num doce balanço, caminho do mar. Moça do corpo dourado do sol de Ipanema, o seu balançado é mais que poema.
This is one of my favorite views of the car. It looks so tough. When you're coming at it, you see this kind of, neat shoulder here, this like kind of bulging. You have the big, large tail lamp, the low, mean look, and it just has a beautiful presence on the road with no gimmicks. This is not a gimmicky looking design. Enough talking, I think we should just go drive this car. Good morning. Good morning to Bavaria. All right, we're all warmed up and ready to go. Who put the brake on? Ciao. Wish us luck. Good luck. The scariest thing for these guys is watching all the journalists leave in their perfectly good cars, wondering if they'll ever see us all again. Hi there. Guten Morgen. Grüß Gott.
Can I get your name, please?
Jean Jennings. Number 12 on your list.
12, thank you. The number? And you? Michael T-Trick.
T-Trick. Number 19.
Okay, bye-bye.
Nice
Have
move.
a nice day.
Out of the way, peasants. Automotive journalists coming through. Car looks great. It just looks great inside. The regular car looks great. This is not some quaint Bavarian village. If you notice the stores, it's all high-end jewelry, cars all around us, Mercedes-Benzes, Porsches. Yeah, you can get by a Heli. Look at that lady. Just like your basic Bavarian shop girl. Oh, goodbye.
Und der Haifisch, der hat Zähne und
Oh God, look how great that car looks in the back.
im Gesicht.
So cool.
Und McKee,
It's just so styling.
hat ein Messer.
The only thing there that you cannot get a real impression of driving these cars here in Germany is the ride quality. These roads are like, I don't know, probably keep the entire country employed working on the road systems. There are literally cow paths, one lane out in the, right through a field that are just like glass. So you really can't get any kind of good idea of how the ride dynamics are.
Wie so mancher reiche Mann und sein Geld hat.
That was a bump. We just went over a bump. We
Those
need to call somebody.
these are speed bumps, I swear to God.
Reisen kann. Jenny Tauler ward gefunden mit nem Messer in der Brust. Und am Kai geht
That's really
die
decent.
Messer, der von allem nichts gewusst.
There's one reason why we're here. That's to top speed this car. The reason we're top speeding this car is they are so proud of the fact that on their way to making the most perfect sports iteration of this great 3 Series car, on the way to doing that, they discovered that they have achieved the highest speed in a car in this class. You can't test that in America. Legally, you can do that in Germany. That's the only place where we can do that. So that's why we're here. You know, and it is, this was tested at the Nürburgring, where Porsches are tested, and BMWs and Mercedes-Benzes. And anyone who wants to make a point, even the US manufacturers that want to make a point, Corvettes were tested here, Cadillacs were tested at the Nürburgring. That's the place. That's where you make your point, where you really make your performance point. So, you know, it makes perfect sense that we're here in Germany. The first time I came to Europe to test drive a car, it was so terrifying. Everything is so foreign, and you know, your basic journalistic instinct is to look at everything. The roads are different, people drive differently, the signs mean nothing. You don't know if you're looking at a speed limit sign. What is this sign? It says a lot about Mazda that this car only comes with a 6-speed manual transmission. You know, you might as well not apply if you can't drive a stick. It's a real commitment to this sporting performance. It was interesting when he was talking about soul of a sports car. There's a soul of a sports car here, and that was actually a catchphrase they used not that long ago. They only used it as a slogan for a real short time, but the fact is, it's really what this company's about. It is RX-7 Miata driven through every product they make. That's why I think I have such an affinity, and we all have an affinity for Mazda. The cars, their entry-level cars, their family cars, all have that soul of a sports car feeling. You know, the zoom thing kind of gets on your nerves. It's a little bit too cute, but in actuality, you know, it makes sense. I think that's why they can't quite get away from it and move on to something else. There is a little zoom in all of this. At least they stopped singing that zoom song, which really got on my nerves after a while. It's interesting because it's a company that presumes some level of responsibility and personal responsibility, and it assumes some, complicit enthusiasm with its customers. And I think the people that buy the cars know that, and they're part of the whole deal. If your car will go 155 miles an hour, that means the systems in the car have to support that speed. That means the brakes have to be, absolutely capable at a very high rate of speed, high temperatures, and so on. That means the chassis has to be very rigid. You have to have great structural integrity to support that speed. If it will handle it 155 miles an hour, think how great it will be at 70. At 155 miles an hour, you don't feel like your hair is flying behind you and you're hanging onto the wheel for dear life. You feel like you're in the car driving it. It's secure and comfortable. Then it trickles all the way down to 70 miles an hour. It's like, a walk in the park. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. There have been some very arrogant German engineers in the past who have said, we don't care what Americans think about it, you'll only go 55. But the reality is all enthusiasts want their cars to be able to do this, to have some kind of bragging rights. As impatient as I have been to get to the Autobahn, it's really nice to have driven through these mountains because Michigan is flat and basically all turns are 90-degree rights or lefts. So it's been great to actually feel the car's dynamics on these great roads, on these wonderful roads. Even though you can't tell, what the ride quality is, you can certainly get all the chassis stuff. This is a superb vehicle, absolutely superb. For the money, for $22,000, I mean, they have addressed everything that's important to someone who loves to drive, and it's basically everything you touch. Your hands, your feet. So what you want to be great is the steering, first of all. And the steering wheel it just feels great in your hand and it's absolutely direct. Secondly, what you put your hand on is the shifter, and this shifter is like butter. This is a close ratio 6-speed. It is little short throws. It is just a lovely, lovely shifter. Then is your butt, so it's how you feel in the seat, how the seat holds you, and okay, I have kind of a girlish seat, and so it's I really like the fact that it holds my entire seat. It's quite comfortable, nice side bolsters. It feels great, holds you in. Quite wonderful. You could feel the car through your seat as well. So the damping is quite nice. The next thing is your feet. So it's everything you're touching, right to the feet. They have lowered this brake pedal so it's much easier to heel and toe. You could put, we call it heel and toe. It's actually more like toe and toe. Very responsive accelerator and really great brakes, which we discovered a couple times on these 1.5 lane wide roads with the tour bus heading right at you as you're screaming through it. Loving the bus between the post and the bus on the turn. Bus, he don't care. Brakes work very well, great modulation. It's a wonderful package all the way around. My only reservation right now is in the 4th, 5th gear. I'm not getting enough kind of noise and sound and fury back, but that is the nature of a turbocharged 4-cylinder vehicle. To me, it's really a 2nd gear car for my shallow personality, so I like, that kind of low speed back and forth in the turns and lots of shifting. So, that sounds pretty good in 3rd, doesn't it? Yeah, that's pretty nice. What am I whining about? I can't see. I'm going anyway. He wouldn't go without me. Oh, this is what we've been waiting for. Batten down the hatches. Here we go, my friends. We're Cooking with gas. Just gotta mind the speed limits here until there isn't one. Gotta mind the closing rate, how fast you come up on the cars in front of you. Because this is Germany, most people stay out of this lane. Just going a little above 100 now. Really smooth, really easy. This is 120. Very easy. Very easy 120. This is a nice open spot. We need to get to 250 clicks. We're at 230. Very nice. We're going to have to abort for a minute while we get this bike out of the way. Give them a big flash. Don't you love Germany? All right, we're about at 240. 240. And 250, we've done it. That's it. That's it, folks. Hello. Oh, and just in time, we are completely squeezed down to 60 kilometers an hour. Oh my God. It feels like we're stopped. Okay. I feel a little emotional. I cry for AT&T commercials though.